You're welcome back, and you're still watching Newsnight. We're live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. I'm Christian Nogodo. Thanks for staying with us. A coalition of civil society organizations is demanding a thorough screening for the chairman nominee of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Josh Amupitan. While the CSOs recognized Professor Amupitan's academic and professional credentials and expressed no objection to the nomination in principle, they stressed that the credibility of future elections depends on an INEC that is independent and resistant to political interference. The CSOs want the Nigerian Senate to ensure that the screening and confirmation process is open, participatory, and transparent. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has urged the Senate to demonstrate transparency in confirming the nomination of Professor Josh Amupitan, SAN, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Debo Ologunagba, made the call at the inaugural meeting of the Venue Subcommittee for the PDP's 2025 Elective National Convention.
We are no longer going to accept the excuses of the past from INEC. They must recognize that obnoxious word, the glitch, will not be acceptable. The idea of inconclusive elections will not be acceptable. And the Nigerians are watching. Indeed, the whole world is watching. And so, those are the initial commentaries with regards to the issue of INEC.
And since the announcement of Professor Josh Amupitan as the newly nominated chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, there have been reports that he was a member of President Bola Tinubu's legal team in the 2023 presidential election tribunal. However, the coordinator of the Tinubu presidential legal team in 2023, Babatunde Ogala, SAN, says Amupitan was not among the 123 lawyers assembled to represent Tinubu at the tribunal. The senior advocate challenged those peddling the claim to produce evidence to indicate that Amupitan was among the Tinubu legal team. Okay, we're having a conversation with the former national legal advisor of the People's Democratic Party, Mark Jacobs. Very warm welcome to Newsnight, Mark.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, what's been your thoughts since the appointment of Josh Amupitan, SAN? I mean, when you look at his credentials, is there anything really to fault about this appointment as agreed by the National Council of State when presented to them by President Bola Tinubu?
First of all, the credentials of Amupitan are unquestionable, and I understand and I agree with the people who have made comments that these are the kind of personalities we should bring to serve in public offices. And when people are presented like this, the proper thing to do is to look at their pedigree, where they are coming from, what have they done all their lives, and whether they can be relied upon to do what is right. I have no doubt that this is a good appointment and he suits the position. I have seen and read a few comments about him being part of the legal team of the current president, and I just smiled because I think a lot of these talks are coming from people who are not very much abreast with current practices when lawyers are briefed. And I'm happy that the leader of the legal team of Tinubu has come out to clear the air that he was not part of their legal team. But assuming even he was, the current practice is that when a senior lawyer is briefed to handle a very serious case, he calls his friends to come up and team up with him to give input on areas of specialization so that the lawyer who leads the team can succeed. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the client directly brief that person. That's one of the ways it is done today. And we encourage it as lawyers, that you bring in people. One, some people will learn from that involvement. Then some will give you information or knowledge that you may not even have readily within your hands. So it's nothing new to have a lot of people.
Why are Nigerians not, buying that idea to see Professor Amupitan as apolitical?
Well, in this country, when you get appointment, people like to throw stones at you and dig even where there is no sand to dig. I'm sure the security agencies and other interests or stakeholders must have done their due diligence to check his background, to check his records.
Like they did for the Minister of Science and Innovation that resigned.
That one is a very serious problem. But this one had to go to the Council of State, and that's a very serious body. Former presidents, former chiefs or chief justices of the nation, and so on. You can't play or be careless with such screening. So I'm very sure that they did their due diligence before they took his name to the Council of State. And from the records, this gentleman has paid his dues. And we can say without a doubt that,
impeccable
yes,
records.
When you check the records, you can't fault anything.
And some Nigerians will still tell you that, look, we've had professors, erudite scholars and academics heading, our electoral commission.
Yes.
And nothing much to write home about in the views of some school of thought, you understand, because of irregularities fraught with the elections, inadequacies that, would go with the electoral process, and the commission even, cancelling itself in some situations, like the use of electronic transmission of results, the IREVs. What are your thoughts here?
I agree with you very much. And that is why we must dwell or focus our attention on institutions, not the individuals. Because unless you bring an angel to INEC, if the institution is not properly rejigged, there is no way it can deliver.
What really? Tell the Nigerian public.
All
what
of
is
us
there to rejig in INEC,
like the 2023 elections. If Professor Yakubu had fulfilled all the promises he made with my friend Festus Okoye, who pontificated and made so many promises that elections will be decided at the polling units and that we will have real-time collation of results. As you vote, as the elections are cast, people will be able to see who is being voted for, the number of votes being cast, and so on. At the heat of the moment, when elections were now taking place, INEC invented the word glitch.
The buckled.
Yes, that was
at the 11th
that
hour.
was the height of terrible performance. That you promised so much, people believed you, and then at the nick of the moment, when things were supposed to be done, that was when we had the glitch. And honestly, we went backwards. More than 20 years backwards. All the gains that democracy had garnered between 1999 and 2015 were lost. And we have nothing to justify that loss. All because personalities who are handling INEC refuse to put their feet down and do their job.
And would you isolate the judiciary from, the faithfulness that Nigerians have come to associate with INEC and the electoral process?
Certainly I cannot, because some of the things that are happening, we can't run away from the reality that the judiciary has given birth to some of the complications we have. For instance, the law is very clear about defections. When legislators, particularly those who are leaving the PDP or APC or Labour Party without any fulfillment of the constitutional requirements, that you cannot defect unless there is a division that makes it impossible for your national leadership to run the party. The courts have failed to make a decision on that matter. And we keep having people just running around. Today you wake up, this one goes to this party, he feels uncomfortable in that one, he comes back, the next day he's shopping for another party. That is not democracy.
And the chairman of the PDP's Governors Forum, Mohammed Bala, the governor of Bauchi State, has raised the alarm that the ruling All Progressives Congress is coercing its governors and its members to join in the APC. Why is that so?
Well, it's sad because, again...
No, because we saw that during the Obasanjo's regime, where AD, virtually all AD governors then,
yes,
you know,
they PDP.
Yeah, and they lost their seats except the present president,
Certainly.
Tinubu, who stood his grounds and held on to Lagos.
Yeah. When they say the witch cried in the night,
and the child
died in the morning.
Yeah, what kind of politics, what kind of political developments does this, you know, impute in a democratic system?
We are running into a one-party state. That is the reality. But I can inform you very clearly that this is an elitist movement. Most of the people at the grassroots do not know what is happening. They don't even remember that a high-ranking member of the party has moved. There are places where the elite, governors, senators, members, House of Representatives, who were elected on some particular party level, platform, are moving to another party without the knowledge of their people. And I'm waiting for the election in 2027. Some of them are going to be shocked. And APC is actually gathering so much. There are people that have been in APC since 1999 or 2003. Some have been preparing to contest election as senators or governors. Suddenly, governors from PDP are moving into APC, and they will go and insist that they want to use the APC platform to contest.
The PDP structure, rather.
Yes.
Do you think that structure is still holding? Because the president of the Senate, you know, teased and taunted the PDP legislative opposition senators and said, look, your umbrella is torn, is in shreds and the rest.
Well, he knows better. He knows truly that what he said is not correct. And you can see the resilience of one woman almost shook him. One woman in the Senate holding an umbrella shook him to his marrows. And that is what is happening. In most of the constituencies, some of these people are moving alone. And when the combustion happens in the APC, I want to tell you that some of these people will run back. I just pray that the PDP manages itself, holds that convention in November, gets a new leadership that will run the party. And then let people of credible credentials be given tickets to run. Then you will see what will happen. Because the elites that are moving from the PDP will be shocked.
With the decimation, you don't think the game plan is for the PDP to adopt the president and the APC government?
The PDP will not do that because we have capable people that can contest election at all levels. And they will. There are people that are praying for these big names to even decamp quickly so that the space will be available.
Will that space be available for former President Jonathan?
Certainly. If all the people who are supposed to contest president run away, he will have an unopposed platform. With nobody to contest the primaries with him, he has no reason not to come and take it. And we are praying that that happens. So let them continue to run.
So it's going to be a battle royale then?
It will be very beautiful to watch.
Thank you so very much. Mark Jacobs, former National Legal Advisor of the People's Democratic Party, for coming to speak to us
Thank you
on
so much.
Newsnight.